All right, welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. Tonight, we are just days away from week one of college football, so it's time for us to bring back our weekly pick'ems for you. As always, we are not responsible for the money you lose on these games, but we're going to give you our opinions.
Always pick against us.
Yeah, and make sure you hit that subscribe button before we jump into this. Always like our videos, and of course, leave us comments. Let us know what you think about our picks. Good matchup here, the noon game on ESPN, number 13 NC State at East Carolina. This is an 11.5-point favorite. North Carolina State on the road. East Carolina likes to throw the football. Played some good teams close last year. So little whispers of upset here in week one for this team.
Nah, I'm going NC State all day.
Okay.
NC State all day.
Yeah, give me the Wolfpack.
I think they're going to be one of those teams that's going to.
I think NC State's going to do the same thing they did last year. They're going to maintain the top 15 status.
I think they're going to vie for that coastal division in the ACC. I think they're going to go up against, and compete against Clemson again.
Yeah, I'm taking.
So with it, Trey, so you're saying possibly 2 years in a row that Clemson does not go to the championship game?
I think 2 years in a row they potentially don't. I mean, because they got to go through NC State and Pitt.
Who went last year? Was it
It was
the Coastal?
Pitt and NC State.
Was it NC State or was it Wake?
No, it was Wake.
Wake.
It was
Wake.
Wake.
Yeah.
Wake.
Yeah.
Wake's not going to do anything until the quarterback comes back.
Which is not to the end of the season.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right, staying with the ACC, we got a really intriguing matchup here. Week one, North Carolina.
Really hard game to pick.
North Carolina going to App State. North Carolina only a 1.5-point favorite on the road at App State. App State beat North Carolina the last
Give
time.
me the Mountaineers.
Ooh, okay.
App State.
I'm gonna go App State. App State's known for pulling these games out of their ass, especially
And
North Carolina. I think is also gonna be the second year of just overrated on their expectations.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if UNC has quite figured it out yet with Mac Brown, but I think he might be the answer. But I don't know if he's gotten all his pieces where he needs to yet. And App State, like he says, always has a game that they win against a big Power 5 school that either, especially when it's close, they always seem to pull it out. Well, hell, sometimes even blow them out of the water.
Yeah.
I think this will be a good week one win here for App State.
I agree with you to some point. Mac Brown doesn't have all the pieces in place, but he's recruited very well at UNC.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's getting there. I just don't know if it's not there yet.
He's recruited very well, but my thing is he lost a bunch of pieces this year, so I'm gonna go with the upset and get App State on that.
Yeah, he's still have to figure out this year's team because the amount that he lost last year makes a significant impact to where he's not just adding more pieces; he's now having to replace some pieces, which that's always going to cause some sort of hiccups and some speed bumps for you.
Yeah. In case I didn't say it earlier, NC State was my pick, so it was a clean NC State sweep across the board. But I'm going to go opposite of these guys. I do think North Carolina has.
He's been a UNC homer for 2 years now, and they burn him
They
every time.
time.
So
Mac Brown
I own App State in the fantasy league, and
$36 last year.
Just,
is that what you paid?
I'm just scared. I paid like $46 for North Carolina last year.
Hey, this year what was it? 31 for Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall's actually winning 9 games this year. So.
He didn't even play the first down yet. He's already gone 9 wins.
But I'm actually going to go with UNC. If this game was at night, I would feel better about App's chances. Just a noon Saturday game. The atmosphere is just not going to be that great in Boone. And
Opening day?
Opening day?
I think he's going to be there.
I think it's going to be there. It's an in-state rivalry.
Well, it's not technically a rivalry, but
it's an in-state rivalry.
It's an in-state game. I mean,
Kids that don't go to
North Carolina go to
to
App State.
Yeah.
So, because App State is the party school, North Carolina is the drug school.
Yes.
So I lived in Charlotte for 30 years. So I know all about the school.
I think there's a little bit more hype to this game for the locals than we realize. I think there's going to be
especially people in Boone. And your App State alumni, they're going to show up in droves for this game.
We got a little bit out of order here, but I wanted to make sure we kind of did these games in the right order for the right persona for them. So we're going to do Florida State LSU. This is actually on Sunday night at 7:30. Neither team, Florida State has played a game already. They beat
Duquesne.
Yeah, Duquesne 47-7, so it's not really a competition, I guess.
It was Duquesne.
Yeah. LSU, night game, Sunday, 7:30. LSU, a 3-point favorite.
At the Swamp? Or at the Bayou?
At the Bayou, in
Yeah.
Death Valley.
with the new coach Brian Kelly.
With the new coach Brian Kelly.
Give me LSU at home at night. Yeah, give me LSU.
Okay.
Yeah, that record that they have that's like 50 something and like 8.
It's hard. It's hard to be LSU at home at night. It's hard to be LSU at home at night.
So LSU for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I own Florida State in the fantasy league.
You own half the damn league.
No, not this year. Not this year. But I've been deciding, trying to figure out what other team to start, and this is one of the games I'm trying to decide on. But like you said, it is hard to beat LSU at night in Death Valley. Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, this is going to be a clean LSU sweep.
Go Tigers!
I'm excited to see Jaden Daniels in Brian Kelly's offense and see just how well he plays under center and the style of offense that Brian Kelly likes to run. But I still think what Brian has put together. Well, I think Florida State's gotten better over the years.
They've gotten better.
And Mike Norvell may be able to keep his job depending on how well he plays this year. I do think that LSU, while they're not going to surprise people in the SEC, I think they have a game like this where they can surprise people against Florida State. A possible upset, as people are calling it, out of the SEC. Right now, Florida, a 3-point dog at home to the number 7 Utah Utes. I don't know how I feel about this game, so I'm going to kind of let y'all lead this off.
I want to see Utah beat Florida so bad. I really, really do. But I think Florida finds a way to squeak it out at home, and I think they win by a field goal. Like, I think it is going to be a close game, and it's going to come down to like a last-minute possession or them having to drive the field to get in field goal territory to win the game. So I'll take the Gators at home.
I'm gonna say Utah exposes Florida for the scam that they are.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm here for the chaos.
I agree with Alex. I'm going to go with Utah. I think Utah's got the better all-around team. Florida.
I mean, there's a reason they're ranked 7th.
Florida, well, that's because of what they did last year.
I say last year they did.
And that Rose Bowl game was one of the best games of the entire college season.
They consider rankings when it comes to
I know,
talent
but it's what's returning. Right, no, I totally get that, and I'm agreeing with you in that because I think Utah returned a much better team than what Florida returned, and Florida's quarterback is still so unproven. Yeah, he's got all the upside in the world, but if he can't hit a wide open receiver,
man, I forgot
what the
they
hell
lost
good is
by
he?
a field goal to Ohio State.
Oh yeah, that was one of the best games of the bowl season.
It's fantastic.
But I'm going Utah. I think the returning stars they have, I think they're gonna go in and embarrass Billy.
I mean, those stars that they're returning back did more than Florida could have imagined last year.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean, I think that right there is going to be enough for Utah to come out here and be a reality check for Florida.
Yeah, I don't think Anthony Robinson?
Anthony Richardson.
Richardson. I don't think he's proven enough to be able to say I'm an elite quarterback in the SEC.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Utah as well. I really hope that they do exactly what the two of you are saying. I hope they just beat the brakes off of Florida because I'm so tired of hearing this hype about Florida. I like Billy Napier. Would have loved to have Billy Napier here at South Carolina 2 years ago, but I'm so happy we have Shane Beamer because I think he's the better coach now. But I mean, Billy is literally just getting to Florida. I don't understand how people think that Billy is all of a sudden going to take this team back to 7 or 8 wins in his first season. It's just not simply going to happen.
They're talking about the way the Florida fan base is talking. Is,
yeah, I forgot this was his first year.
They're going to take it back to like 9 or 10 wins. That's 7 or 8. They're talking about 9 to 10 wins.
I forgot this was his first year. I kind of like lumped him into the Beamer class of coaches just because he was so talked about for the South Carolina job. I forgot this was his first year.
I just don't get the hype there. I do think that Anthony Richardson is a very good quarterback, but he's just so unproven.
It's his first year coach. The only people that are his guys are any transfers he somehow lands in the offseason, like right before.
Yeah. And it's not that Florida doesn't have talent. Don't get me wrong, but
those aren't his guys.
It's an SEC powerhouse. They're always going to have talent.
They're now, it's guys that are trying to fit a new system. No matter how minute a change it may be, it's going to be new to these kids. I mean, there's going to be,
some hiccups.
Yeah, there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be wrinkles in the road. You got to figure it out.
I mean, Utah loses their quarterback and loses a top 5 pick in an outside rush linebacker that did everything for their defense last year. I mean, led them in sacks, led them in tackles, led them in interceptions. I mean, he was their guy on defense, but still, and I do think that Utah's overrated. I don't think they should be number 7. They should be number 17 or 18, somewhere in that. But still,
better than Florida.
Still better than Florida. So give me Utah and the Utes. But Another great game to start the season. This is two teams headed in two different directions, in my opinion. But number 23 Cincinnati at number 19 Arkansas. Arkansas is a current 6-point favorite for 3:30 on Saturday.
Give me the Razorbacks.
Yeah, I think I'm going. I own Arkansas this year.
And you own half the league.
So was it KJ Jefferson? Is that his name? Quarterback?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex knows all about him.
The way I saw him play last year, I agree. I think he is the new Cam Newton 2.0. Like the way he plays is that.
Yeah, Arkansas got extremely lucky landing this kid somehow.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's exactly what Arkansas needs, especially in the West. And then Cincinnati losing, was it Sauce Gardner? You know, your best
Bryant,
corner.
their defensive end.
And
They lost their receiver, they lost their top corner, the defensive end, their quarterback.
Who's the Cincinnati dog?
Yeah. So I think Cincinnati lost a lot of key players, and I don't know if they have replaced it with the same caliber of talent. So I'm taking Arkansas at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Arkansas as well. Just a lot of unknowns on the replacements for Cincinnati.
All right. Two major games on Saturday, both later in the afternoon, one's in the afternoon, one's at night, and this is probably where College Game Day is going to be at the Horseshoe. Ohio State, Notre Dame, number 5 Notre Dame, number 2 Ohio State. A lot of national championship predictions for Ohio State. They're currently a 17-point favorite.
OH.
Yeah.
IO.
Yeah, it's gonna be a clean sweep by Ohio State here.
I
don't know what Notre Dame could have. Year in, year out, they're always overrated, and then they get a game like this at the end of the season. Kind of ridiculous that it somehow landed on week 1 for them. I feel like that was kind of poor playing on their part. But hey, this is what you want to. If you want to prove yourself valuable, I mean, go out here week 1 and upset Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Ohio State's one of the front runners this year for the national championship. I don't think much is going to stop them this year.
I don't like to throw the line out there and be involved in it, but I think this is a more than 20-point win for Ohio State. I think this will be. We will find out whether Ohio State has a chance for a national championship this year, right here in this game.
Well, with C.J. Stroud and those 3 receivers they have, I mean, they arguably have the best receiving core again.
I would say, and that's after losing
Olave and
Garrett Wilson, right?
Yeah.
That's after losing their top 2 guys last year.
Go ahead and lock me in for the over on 59 there for that game as well.
Yeah.
I'm interested if Notre Dame can put up 20 to get you to the 59. Honestly.
No. I think Ohio State's going to put 59 by themselves. Is what he's saying.
Well, at least 40, right?
Yeah.
Potentially.
But I mean, Smith and Jigba. Yeah, I mean that game alone he had in the Rose Bowl game.
Yeah,
was
crazy.
I mean, what did he go for 12, 13 catches for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Something ridiculous.
Something ridiculous. And Marvin Harrison Jr. We don't know who that name is their number 2 receiver this year. So.
Yeah. Maybe you've heard of his dad.
Yeah. So, Ohio State is just so powerful. So, what I think will be a better game, Oregon and Georgia, number 11 Oregon at number 3. Well, they're in Atlanta, so basically
that's a home game.
Basically at Georgia.
Yeah,
so
considered a neutral site for some reason.
Yeah, in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So number 3 Georgia, 3:30 kickoff on Saturday. Georgia also a 17-point favorite currently for this one.
Georgia by a good bit.
I think it's going to be closer than
I do too.
Just with losing 15 out of your 22 starters almost that Georgia
in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of talent that Georgia's having to replace. I still think they win, but I think Oregon gives them a closer game than the 17-point line.
17-point line.
I think it only ends up being a 7 to 10 point game.
If it gets to that 17 points, I think it's going to be in the 4th quarter when Oregon's just run down.
Yeah,
I think Oregon's going to be able to stay within just with their speed alone. I think they're going to be able to stay within that 7 to 10 range, and then Georgia will just pull away in the end once they've dogged them to pretty much anything. So if you couldn't tell what I was picking there, it's UGA.
Yeah. I'm so torn between this game because Oregon loses Mario Cristobal, so they've replaced their head coach. They got a nice defensive guy on it. They go pick Bo Nix up in the transfer portal.
That's going to be the X factor in this game.
Bo Nix, yeah.
Bo Nix is going to be really incredible.
He fits that style
in the
so
style
well.
of offense that Mario Cristobal was running, though. So I don't know if that's going to be the same style of, same style of.
I'd imagine they would
offense.
stay in that
realm. I don't
Yeah,
think they would.
Not
Georgia
not
Tech and go from triple option to a
Right.
split and
Yeah.
in
an
a
off
season. Yeah,
But they return most of their offensive line. They return most of their receiving core. They do lose 2 of their best 3 running backs.
they lost
You lose
Devon
They
Thibodeau.
lost their best safety. They lost their best defensive end. But they went and got Dan Lanning from Georgia.
Yeah.
So you got a guy that knows who he's getting ready to play.
And he
Yeah,
might even give
Bo
you some
Nix-
insights to.
Bo Nix is
Well,
very
and-
comfortable in
and-
Atlanta. He's played in that stadium multiple times now.
Well, and he's
so-
played Georgia a couple of times, so I mean he knows what to expect going up against Georgia.
I would
so.
say, yeah, you got
Bo Nix
a
is definitely the
veteran
X factor in this
SEC
game.
quarterback here.
Yeah. So you still have a team, just like Adam mentioned, that is literally returning 2 starters on defense, 2 starters on the offensive line, basically none of their running back core. They lost their best receiver in George Pickens, and they lost one of the 2 quarterbacks they liked to play last year. And granted, they probably kept the better of the 2. So it's really just kind of like
Do you like Stetson Bennett over JT Daniels?
they like Stetson Bennett over JT Daniels. I mean,
No, I asked
not
you.
not that I like him, but they like
Not what they like. I said what you like.
I think
Yeah.
JT Daniels is going to flop this year hard.
It will be really interesting to see what he does at West Virginia with Graham Harrell as offensive coordinator, right? Like you have a legendary passing quarterback as your offensive coordinator, but fuck it, I'm gonna take Oregon.
Oh, you're not
I
right.
really am. I
I
mean,
like it.
We'll
Go against the
see.
grain here.
It will be very, very close. Like if Oregon wins, it's a field goal. It's a
Yeah.
2-point.
I know, yeah. I mean, I definitely think Oregon can win this.
It's like there'd be so much overreaction by Georgia fans. They'd be like, kick Kirby out of town.
Yeah, they'd be ready
Kirby's
to
gotta
fire
go.
Kirby.
Kill him.
Kirby's gotta go.
They would want to see if JT can transfer back
Yeah.
and they can swap
Because
quarterbacks.
Kirby lost JT. He went with the wrong quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think Stetson Bennett's the answer there at quarterback.
They like him better than JT, so we'll see. But all right, so back down the line, that was Georgia, Oregon, and Georgia on the corner.
Yep.
So all right, let's lock it in. We'll keep the records. We'll let you know week by week who had the best picks, and we'll keep up with season stats to see who's the best picker of the 4 of us.
I
So,
say
Punishments. We're bringing punishments back.
so worst picker for the
week to
season.
week. I say worst.
We'll do the seasons. That way it can be a
Okay.
little bit more
Fair.
extravagant and fair and like crazy on the punishment.
Okay,
All right.
that's fine. We'll bring the punishment back for the worst picker of the season. So
Punishment will.
punishment will, or are we just gonna-
Punishment
We'll figure it out. We'll iron out the
Figure it out.
details.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So
48 hours in a Waffle House.
it's only week 1.
Locking it in.
Good God.
It's only week 1. So hit us in the comments. Let us know whether you think we were crazy on a pick or completely wrong. And as always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.